Welcome to the Google Sheets section of the Tech Level 2 training that you guys are going through. We are going to be looking at Google Spreadsheets and some different ways that you can use it. I'm going to show you some advanced features, some functions, some formulas that you guys can use. We're going to be using it from a NBA finals standpoint. We have a spreadsheet that we're going to be working from today that lists the Golden State Warriors. They are our NBA champions, led by our own Steph Curry, and we're going to use some data from that basketball series to kind of go through how to do spreadsheets. So don't worry, you don't need to know anything about basketball. We're just going to be looking at numbers here. So in this one, I have each player listed, and I have the point totals that they scored in each and every game. So we're going to be using that as our data and going through this as we explore sheets. So one of the basic things that you can do in spreadsheets, and I want to just make sure that we talk about this a little bit, is let me go ahead and get rid of this and show you some examples. One of the things, the basic points I want to get into before we get into more advanced things is the ability to create patterns. And so in spreadsheets, you can make all different kinds of patterns, and there's some certain patterns that are kind of preset in there. For example, there's patterns like days of the week. If I type in the day of the week and now I copy that over, or if I copy that down, it recognizes that as a pattern. You see, as I drag it over, it doesn't copy Monday, it recognizes that as a pattern, and it'll put the rest of the days of the week. It does a similar thing with the day, months in a year. I can type in January, and now when I drag that over, you will see that it copies the pattern, which is the months in a year. So it goes to February, March, April, so on and so forth. And those are different patterns that you can create that's already preset in there. You can also create your own pattern in here if you wanted to. So if I wanted to create a pattern that was said that increased by 3 each time, when I click and I select that group, and if I copy it over, it's going to continue to copy that pattern. You see that the numbers that proceed after that will be numbers that increase by 3, just like our pattern stated. I can even go up in here and type in game 1 and put in game 2, and Google will recognize that as a pattern too as well. So I can just click this and drag this over to list all the games, and you'll see that that's there. So patterns is one simple thing. It can make your life a lot easier when you're trying to do things within spreadsheets. I also wanted to show you the ability to freeze, how you can freeze rows and columns in spreadsheets. When we scroll in a spreadsheet, you'll notice everything moves with it as we scroll up and down, left and right. But sometimes you don't want that information. This time it's not we don't have big data, but sometimes you may have a lot of data and you don't want certain rows or columns to move as you're scrolling. So what you can do is you can freeze columns and rows if you want to. So I can go up here to view and then go to freeze, and I can select up here whether I want row 1 or row 2, or you can select up to a row. So I'm just going to select row 1. And then you'll see this thick border come up, and now when I scroll up, you'll see my data moves, but that first column does not, which is really nice because it allows me just to look and pinpoint certain things and still be able to see my categories. You can do the same thing with columns too. You can go to view, freeze, and then go to columns, and we'll just do column 1, and now you'll see that again, that thick line come up, and now when I move over, that particular column, column A, does not move. So that's some different things that you can do, some basics that you can do with spreadsheets. So we're going to progress into more advanced things, but this is a good starting point for you guys to have as you are learning more about spreadsheets.